Welcome to this video. Today I'll be talking about why you probably don't improve at chess. And I've seen a lot of players play chess almost like it's a video game. They will go to a website and they will play Bullet and Blitz for 2 to 3 hours, but they will not analyze the game. They will just keep playing game after game for hours, and they will do this routine for months and then wonder why I'm not getting better. I'm using so much time on chess. The thing is, you will not really analyze the game. You will not think, what did I do wrong? What did I do correctly? And for this reason, you will not really improve your thinking process. Another element that is quite common is that you do way too much passive learning. You're watching videos about chess, you're reading books without exercises, that could be autobiographies, and you're not really getting challenged. You are watching live games of top players, always with the engine that can tell you the evaluation of the position. You will not get too much involved in the game because you always have the answer ready for you. And this is doing passive learning. You are there, you're watching, but you're not really challenging yourself into assessing the position because you already have the engine evaluation, or you already have someone like me telling you what is the right move, and you're not getting your own kind of thoughts in the same way. So this video game chess and the passive learning is quite common, and that can be quite unfortunate because you're using so much time on chess, but you're not improving because you're not doing the right things. So then you wonder, what should I do to improve my game? And one thing I would recommend is to implement active learning into your chess. You need to do puzzles and exercises. And this doesn't matter if it's online, if it's in a book, or it can be anywhere. I mean, you can solve positions with a friend, like online. I used to do this a lot, have Skype calls, and then simply go to Lichess, share my screen, and we start solving because it's more fun to do together. Also, it's very important after you play a game online, which is great. It's great to play games, but you also should check the game. You need to check, okay, what should I do in the opening next time I have this position? And you can then see, what was my mistake? What can I improve for the future? And what should I do? And one of the things that can be very useful is to, as I said, study chess with friends. Or you can also have a coach. So then they will keep you accountable of your training. Because if you have a deal to look at chess with a friend, and this can easily be online, it's harder just to lay on the sofa and take a break because you have an appointment. So, and it's exactly the same with a coach. When you need to meet with a coach, you don't really want to challenge. You don't want to cancel because you already have an appointment. And also, the most important thing about having a coach is that they will keep you accountable for your own training. You don't want to tell your coach that you didn't solve any puzzles when you made a deal to do so. Like one thing could be that your coach could check, okay, how many puzzles do you solve? He will keep you accountable in that way. Or the same with your friend. You can make maybe a competition, okay, who will solve the most tactical puzzles for next time you will be talking. So these kind of things can make you do more of what's really important, and that's the active learning process. That's when you analyze, it's when you think about chess with your own thoughts, you access the position yourself. Like you want to give your own assessment. You don't want just me or some engine always telling you what is the position. Also, one thing I'm usually doing when I'm watching live games is that I turn off the engine. I try to access, okay, what's the evaluation of this position? Let's say I will go for +1. And then I check with the engine and it says -1. And then I try to think, okay, why is it that I was so wrong about this assessment? And then I try to learn from that. You know, usually the engine will evaluate the position better than me. So another way to learn actively. But if I was just turned up to watch and hear the engine evaluation, it will not make me learn that much. And then you might wonder, how will I do this in practice? Because in our day-to-day lives, we are all so busy. Most of us, we either go to school or we have a job, a family, we have a lot of hobbies, different things we want to do with our lives. So how do I get time for chess? And it's of course a bit easy to say that you can also just maybe use some of the time that you're anyways playing Blitz to do a bit more of the active training. Or you can also make a goal. So you will make a goal, for example, that every day I need to solve tactical exercises for 30 minutes, no matter what. No excuses. There is no special days. And then you will tell maybe your wife, your family or someone close to you about this goal. And then they can keep you accountable. Like if you tell, it's a bit like if you tell everyone you are going to run a marathon, you don't want to meet them all and just say, you quit because you were lazy. Because now you set the goal and you actually have to fulfill it. It's the same with a chess goal. If you say, for example, okay, I want now to do more exercises, I will do 20 minutes per day. And then when you don't do it, it's a bit disappointing for yourself and for the one you promised that you will do it. So that's also a thing that I did a lot, especially when I was improving, to make goals into my routine. And that's actually, as I just said, one of the main things why a coach can be very useful for you. Because they can also help you, okay, what is a realistic goal for you? And you will be accountable to them that know a lot about chess. And they can tell you, okay, what should you do? Like, what's realistic for you? And something like that. So I just want to mention that it's also not a bad thing to do passive learning if you can implement it into your active training. So one example is that if I will tell you something about the bishop pair. The bishop pair can be really strong. I could perhaps show a game where white has the bishop pair and is dominating, and you find this quite inspirational. Then you go to play your own games, and then you're checking the game, and you see, oh, wait, in this position I have the bishop pair, and I'm much better. And then you try to analyze a bit, and you find out that actually the only reason you're better is because of the bishop pair. So then you're like taking some of the elements from the passive learning into your active learning process. But yeah, I just want to highlight that this consistency is really important. If you just make a goal to solve 1 hour of exercises every month, it's not really going to do much for you because you need to do it more often. And that's why daily training is clearly the best. If it's not possible, then let's say 2 times a week or 3 times a week can also work, but it's more dangerous. Let's say you make a goal to solve exercises 3 times a week. Then there will be Monday, and then it will be Tuesday, Thursday, and you haven't done anything, and then you need to do a lot on the weekend because you have to do it 3 days. Let's say you solve 30 minutes, but then it will be a lot of work all of a sudden. It stacks up. So that's why it's much easier to have daily goals, and then also you get used to it. You know, your chess training becomes a habit. And that's the most important thing, is to make this daily active learning, turn it into a habit. Also, the thing is, like, once it becomes a habit, it's not so hard to do. You get used to doing the training, and it's no longer like a hassle, you know? It will actually become more enjoyable, especially once you see yourself improving. So the most important point of this video is to avoid doing this video game chess, like where you just go and play game after game, but you don't learn from the games. That's very important. And also that passive learning is not bad in itself, but it cannot stand alone. You need to use it actively. Active training is the way to improve your game. So, I hope this video was useful, and feel free to comment down below. See you around.